Just like how Ground Slam is the PvP proficient counterpart to the more PvE focused Air Slash, Quickshot is the PvP proficient counterpart to the more PvE centric Charged Shot. But unlike those two melee skills, the PvP one takes more skill to use than the PvE one. Just due to the nature of Quickshot, the skill requirement to even use it effectively in combat without employing some interesting tricks I'll get into later is absurdly high. No time to aim down the arrow or line up your shot, just get a feel for it and shoot. But it's oh so rewarding when you do hit that shot. But we're already 2 paragraphs in, and I haven't even talked about what the skill does, let alone the interesting little facts about it. So let's take a step back. Quickshot is an archery skill that activates when you draw your bow and fire before the sound effect and visual cue happen. When it activates, 2 things happen. 1. Your arrow moves noticeably faster. I haven't been able to test the speed yet, but I know it goes up between the 3 levels of the skill. And 2, your arrow does more damage. At level 1 it gives a 10% damage buff, at level 2 it gives a 50% damage buff, and at level 3 it gives a 75% damage buff. Also, at level 3, your arrow is significantly faster than it is at levels 1 and 2. In terms of straight damage, Quickshot just isn't as good as Charged Shot, with Quickshot level 3 being equal to Charged Shot level 2. But Quickshot isn't just a damage buff. The added projectile velocity, required skill, and the emphasis on speed means that anyone who can use this effectively has a potential DPS equal to that of phantom guarded weapons, and greater than that of Holy Arrow. But unlike those two, there is no downside to Quickshot. If you can use it well, few can beat you. And by my numbers, you can kill a player with a full 20 hearts in 3 shots with Valiant Arrows if you're at the right range. But earlier I mentioned that there are some interesting tricks to make Quickshot easier to use. The obvious one is that if you missed the window to fire the arrow and didn't loose it, you can just redraw the bow as many times as needed until you can fire it in time. But one interesting strategy I found while testing the skill was to get your aim lined up as if you were going to fire it charged, but instead of moving the arrow back and forth to try and get the timing, you move the bow. This trick not only allows for careful aiming while using Quickshot, but also negates a decently large part of the skill requirement of it. That said, even after firing roughly 100 arrows like this for testing, I still can't reliably get Quickshot to activate every draw, so there is still some skill required. Honestly, after doing testing for this video and figuring the math, my opinion about Quickshot has changed significantly. I used to think of Quickshot as a skill that took too much skill to use with little to no worthwhile reward, but now, I know that it can equal or even overtake some of the greatest abilities and weapons in the game. But with all that said, I'll see you around.